Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is the 2nd of June. The trending hashtag on Twitter and most social media platforms is on Blackout Tuesday. And I think in the backdrop of Corona, the other emerging issues that were always there in society that we never get to see are now coming to the limelight. I'm talking about racism and I'm talking about police brutality. But on today's podcast, we're going to focus on racism. It is actually a sad moment to be living in these times. To be living in a time where big corporations, professionals, well-educated individuals still think that diversity is just a corporate strategy. That diversity is something that has been coined, a word or a concept that has been coined to make, or rather to replace white people in the corporations and to put women or people of color in those positions. And I've said this to the people I've worked with, to the people I have attended school with, on the concept of diversity and inclusion, as separate as they may be, but on the fact that it can allow us to celebrate our differences, to come together, to perform better as organizations, as the scientists would like to have it, including the research that shows that 24% higher revenue growth is experienced by corporations that are more diverse. So the most common response we get that is against diversity, that is against diversity and inclusion as a concept, is usually the place of meritocracy. And while that is a valid concept, meritocracy does not mean exclusion. It would mean exclusion if the playing ground wasn't level. But we came into a society where our ancestors made decisions. If you were white, your ancestors made weird decisions that were very exclusive and had a superior mentality against the blacks. If you were born in a black community, especially in the Western world, it meant that you were there without your own personal choosing. So then you found yourself in that position. And then follows the injustices that came about. Access to opportunities, education, just the financial ability for you to live a good life and a decent living. And so in the modern world now, where we are, when you talk of meritocracy without social inclusion, are you really being fair with yourself? Despite the fact that so many people of color have worked and tried to succeed, many others are still left behind, not due to their own wish and volition. Therefore, it is not about the optics and the visuals that we diversity advocates advocate for that. It is about respecting everyone in society, respecting that humanity is equal and none is superior to the other. As we reflect upon the racism in this period, I dare to ask the meritocracy, and all this education and qualification and all this, I dare to ask you that when you're asking a corporation to show you their board of directors, are you checking to see the qualifications or are you checking to see representation? In this day and age, if you're not subscribing to diversity and inclusion, to show representation, to show togetherness, applying a diversity lens, acknowledging your subconscious biases versus your objectivity and merit, and having an unfair illusion where you think that you're free of any biases, then you're misleading yourself. Tune in, we will be discussing more about this. Today is a Blackout Tuesday, so just to highlight that and to provoke your thought process so that you may think wide and let go of your unconscious biases. Talk soon. Talk next week. Bye.